are not, like, I'm talking about your viewers, like, you're not speaking in English since many years, I suppose. If you are, well and good.
Right.
But if you are not, if you have that element of underconfidence in you, right? So one thing even I would like to share with your viewers, that is, yeah, if any one of you are actually, if you people are thinking that, yeah, I'm from an Hindi medium school, so probably that's going to take me a lot of time to learn to come across, I used to scribble it down in my diary. And my diary was a small little diary like this. And one day, the diary got filled up with a lot of words. And I remember I was in cloud 9, and I actually felt like I'm the queen of vocabulary. So for vocabulary, I can say something which will really be very helpful, I'm sure, because it has been very helpful for me. Like, I'm the first-hand experience, I can say. So how do you, like, apart from vlogging, do you, and how did you come up with this idea of vlogging? Even that is something I would like to know.
It's
Not a lot of people actually think about that, so how did you come up with this idea that, okay, I'm going to have conversations and I'm going to let the viewers know about it? Like, how did you come up with this?
Okay, first thing is, ma'am, this was unintentional. I had no plan at all. But in the beginning, when I started creating my videos, I only had an intention to reach audience, to let people know that this language, English, has become a taboo in our society. People are so scared with the framework of the English language that this is a difficult language, you cannot do it on your own, it is very tough, English is only applicable to students, those who are from English medium. And there's so many such things which you keep hearing all around.
Myths that needs to be busted.
Exactly. So with that, I started to educate people with my own opinion and with my own journey. So that was the intention. I started and I began. But after people started connecting, and now of course they all are my family members and I love them all, because I feel that the emotions are also mutually connected now through the comment section, I come to know. And that's the reason I feel like doing something for them. So whenever they say, we want this from your side, we want this or that, or any improvement or anything they say, I try my level best to do that. So through that, I came to know about conversation, and through that I started knowing about how people are learning these days. And working on YouTube also, through analyzing the YouTube platform, I came to know that conversation is really helping people. People prefer watching that so much. So with that, I started.
Wonderful. That was amazing. Kudos to that. Kudos to that. So how did your family respond to such idea of yours?
My family has always been very supportive to everything and anything I have done in my life. They have always given a green signal, always, because they knew that their daughter is never going to go towards the wrong direction. She has something in her mind, and there's a trust built since childhood. If we are doing some task and they know, the trust is automatically built in them that she is doing something, it means she wants something to be included in her life as her own life part. So that's
right. So in retrospect, was there any phase of life where you were a bit apprehensive about this language English, or throughout your childhood you were pretty chilled with it?
Yes. Ma'am, to be very true, I am living in Mumbai, and if you know, here there is a ratio of people, those who are actually very high class, and there are people who are extremely poor and belong to poverty section, EWS section.
Yes, slums, the Mumbai slums are famous.
So yes. I know I have been observing this since a very young age. Emotionally, I was so developed at a very young age that I could see the difference between people, those who could speak English very well, and they got a VIP treatment wherever they went, just because they could speak English and they carried themselves very well. That I have to be one of them. So I started practicing it by observing people most of the times, by imitating, because I started it at a very early age. I was in English medium school, but these local.
Okay, you were from an English medium school?
Yes, I was from English medium school. But English
that actually makes it slightly easier. I'm not saying that it's very difficult if you're not from an English medium school, but you definitely gain a certain edge if you are from. That is
writing, understanding, and appearing for examinations was never a task. I could easily understand my teachers. But But I would also clear this to all Hindi medium students that they feel that they were from Hindi medium school. That's the reason they cannot improve English until now. When I started English speaking in my life, those days we did not have YouTube or internet or any speaking partner. That was not an easy access for us. So I started observing my teachers when they spoke in English. Some teachers spoke, rest teachers usually used to explain us in Hindi because we couldn't understand English that much. So they would explain in Hindi. But some teachers spoke, so I started copying them.
Amazing. So in that way, your observational skills got developed from a very young age, which was also a reason behind the emotional intelligence that you have acquired over time, I think. Right. So one thing even I would like to share with your viewers, that is, if any one of you are actually, if you people are thinking that, I'm from an Hindi medium school, probably that's going to take me a lot of time to learn English. It's not so at all. It's just about speaking. There's nothing. If you're from an English medium school, you are probably in a bit advantageous position. That's all. A bit. It doesn't make a huge difference at all. So it's all about practicing, and there are some myths which I want to burst first of all. The first thing is, first and foremost, people tend to worry a lot about grammar. That you need to know perfect grammar in order to speak English. But I just want to ask a question to you and to your viewers as well. I'm sure you will be aware of it. So it basically goes to your viewers out there. That if grammar would really be so important, then you would have been extremely adept in your mother tongue's grammatical aspect, but you are not. So I am a Bengali and I don't know any Bengali grammar, you can say, like almost zero. Because I never felt the need to learn that. Because learning was far more automatic for me. From a childhood, it happened in an organic manner. Like I listened to my parents speaking. I tried to imitate that just by imitation, just by listening, understanding and speaking. So by these 3 steps, I learned Bengali. That's all. With English, I have been from an English medium school since my childhood. So it's been very much like Bengali. Now, recently, I'm trying to really be good at Hindi. And for that, I'm definitely not learning Hindi grammar. I'm just watching more and more Hindi movies, which I'm exposed to since many years. I'm speaking to my Hindi speaking friends more. So that's the practice. That's the magic of practice. I always have this thing, a joke, a kind of a pun. When you enter the kitchen for the first time, you might feel, oh my God, I'm going to burn the kitchen. I don't know anything. And 3 months you cook for every day and you feel you are a chef. So, people talk a lot about confidence, that so and so person is a very confident personality. I am not. But confidence is not something that drops from the sky. It's something which is acquired over time. The more you practice, the better you become. Confidence is a natural outcome. You don't have to work separately for confidence to a lot of extent. But certain part is necessary, which is your body language. I'm going to come to it later. The first part is you just have to practice. That's all. You can practice with any teacher. If you know anyone from your family with whom you can practice, you just need a partner. And also a guidance. Like you need to be able to understand what are the areas where you're making a mistake. Because if you are just speaking, then you will not be able to understand that, okay, these are my problem areas and here I need to develop.
Yes. I keep saying this.
That is the thing. Yeah. So when you actually practiced English, like when you understood the importance of this language, did you have that guidance, or it was only through observation and self-practice that you acquired it?
No guidance at all, ma'am, to be true. No guidance at all. I did not realize that I should approach somebody for guidance. But I only remember that I didn't have any partner to speak with me. In my locality also, and in my school also, all my friends, everybody spoke in Hindi. Nobody spoke in English. And after I was in college, I started observing the disparities among the society and the community they have created, and the friendship they have with their community people. Only because they belong to separate category.
Disparity was kind of your motivator. That fueled you up.
Yes. So I decided to start speaking on my own, but I didn't select anything random because I know that until and unless somebody rectifies my mistake, I am never going to learn it well. because I will
Right.
repeat the mistake again and again.
Correct. That is the thing. I always keep telling my students this thing, that I want you guys to make mistakes. The more you make, the better you will be at learning.
Yes.
But the basic idea is you should not be repeating the mistakes. Invent a new mistake. Make a new mistake. Come up with something new.
Right.
But do not repeat, because that's what I always tell my learners, that if you attend my classes, come with a pen and paper.
Exactly.
So at any point of time, if you're making a mistake, I'll be correcting you then and there, and you can be writing it down. It will be immediately in your mind. And later on, you can go through them, so we'll be able to understand, okay, this is the mistake I should not be repeating. Any mistake under the sun, I'm permitted to make, except this very one. So, that kind of attitude we should develop within ourselves, that, okay, every mistake should be a learning opportunity.
Yes.
So that is one thing. And since I already talked about grammar, but it's not that much important. And when you were a child, your parents must not have told you, like, what's your mother tongue? Is it Hindi?
Yes.
Hindi. So when you were a child, your parents didn't tell you, Kavita, this is the verb of Hindi, this is the adjective of Hindi, and all of that. You just heard them speaking and you spoke back.
Yes.
Right? But because you people are not, like, I'm talking about your viewers, like, you're not speaking in English since many years, I suppose. If you are well and good, you don't need grammar at all.
Right.
But if you are not, if you have that element of underconfidence, then a little bit of grammar will be taught to you, but in a very simple way, in such a simple way that you are not going to realize that you are learning grammar, but you will end up learning that.
Right.
How? I'm just giving you an example. Like, in the schools, we have been taught all those unnecessary things like active voice, passive voice in life.
Yes.
Nobody's going to ask you whether you're speaking in active or in passive voice. Not at all. That's the point. Majority of what we learn in school end up being in vain.
Yes.
They don't really count for much. Now, for example, if anyone comes up and says, I goes to school. So instead of saying that, okay, why is it grammatically wrong? Like, why I goes should not be, and having theories and theories of grammar going behind it. Instead of that, I simply say, with I, with you, with we, and with they, you just have the verb.
Yes.
Go. Like, I, you, we, they, go, we eat, we dance, we sing. If it is a he, she, or any other single person, mother, father, brother, sister, you have to put the S beside the word, beside the verb. That's all. There's no other complication going behind it.
I really loved your technique. There are so many
Thank
teachers
you very much.
They have good speaking skills. They can speak well. But to understand the perspective and the mindset of the learner and teach that student from his perspective, that is difficult. That is
actually difficult.
Not everybody can be the best teacher. That is why teaching skills are so important these days. Some students, they claim that... What was the question exactly? I just got this question hit in my mind.
It happens, and it's very painful. Like, when you forget a certain thing in the wrong time, it's very painful. It almost gives you an anxiety attack. I can understand. It happens to me quite a lot.
Yeah, I feel to slap myself.
So, okay, then I can continue, and in case if you have if it stucks, if it strikes your mind, you can come back with it. So yeah, that's the point. So yeah, a little bit of grammar will be taught, but in a very simple manner. You will not be feeling any kind of difficulty, because that's the basic thing. My aim is so that learning becomes a simple, a fun experience for them. Because if the students do not enjoy the process of learning, theoretically they will come, attend and go. Neither will I feel fulfilled as a teacher, nor will they.
Exactly.
So that's not the point. The point is to have fun, to enjoy. We have had a lot of boring stuff going at school and college. This should be fun at least.
Exactly.
So another question which it keeps coming at me, which is vocabulary. Improving vocabulary, like how to do that. Because I have actually seen this happening a lot, that a lot of people tend to speak very nicely.
Yes.
They speak with a very good flow, but the word stock seems to be very limited.
Basic.
Okay, and
basic.
Yeah, correct. So for vocabulary, I can say something which will really be very helpful, I'm sure, because it has been very helpful for me. Like, I'm the first-hand experience, I can say. So when I was in class 7, I was in class 3 or 4 maybe. So I used to be very passionate about this language since my childhood, from my very childhood. So any new word I used to come across, I used to scribble it down in my diary. And my diary was a small little diary like this. And one day the diary got filled up with a lot of words. And I remember I was in cloud 9 and I actually felt like I am the queen of vocabulary. Okay, so in cloud 9, for the viewers, if you have the question that what is it? So basically this means when you're very happy, a different way of expressing is you can say I am in cloud 9.
Exactly.
Okay, so now the point is, I was very happy, but that was very short-lived because the little girl at the day even realized this fact after some days that she was not using any of the words. Like she was very happy with the fact that her diary got filled up.
Right.
But the happiness was short-lived as the reality kind of hit her that she was not using any of the words. And her essays were not improving. You know, the way she viewed herself was not being true. Now the point is, I pondered a lot at that time. How can I improve the vocabulary? What can I do about this thing? And pondering is another word for thinking. So cloud 9 and pondering, we have got 2 new words today. So what I did after that is, whenever I came across a new word, I tried to make sentences with them. I try to create, because our brain is designed in such a way that it's experiential. If we do something on basis of experiences, we don't forget it. If I tell you this is how I did a particular thing, you can be forgetting it, and the same goes with me. But if we have done something, it's a living experience. There's a very high chance it will just not jump over our mind unless and until, unfortunately or fortunately, something like Ghajni happens to us. So unless and until that happens, we can't forget our own experiences, right? The next part. So first of all, you make sentences with the words, the idioms, phrases that you come across. Make that into use. Put that into use. Even in a lot of apps, you will be finding that you will be getting a lot of words, idioms, phrases, but they would not inspire you to write. They would not make you write. They would not give you any task, any activities.
Exactly.
So make sentences with them, write paragraphs with them, whatever. That's your choice. Now, the second part is the magical part. Before going to bed at night, you go through the words and the sentences that you have written. And after waking up in the morning, you again go through the words and the sentences that you have written. And why do you think that I have told about this specific 2 times, before bed and after waking up in the morning?
Because before going to bed, you are not in a condition to be an active learner or do something actively. So it's a kind of revision.
Correct.
It's a kind of revision. And the next
Absolutely.
morning when you wake up, you are very active. And
very good.
You can
very good.
Go
Absolutely so.
It will remain in your memory for a very long
Absolutely. Because when we sleep, the subconscious mind is doing the thing for us. We don't have to do much. We are just revising and we are sleeping. The subconscious mind is doing the thing for us, and subconscious mind, for all those who might not be aware what it is that part of the brain which records the data. I'm sure it might have happened to you that you might have met a certain person, but you do not know why you don't like the person.
Yes.
You just don't know. You just don't like the person, but you don't know why.
Yes.
And you feel very guilty that, okay, I don't have a substantial reason. I'm not supposed to dislike. I'm not supposed to harbor hate towards this person.
Yes.
But, oh my God, I'm not able to like this person either.
Exactly.
So the reason might be, a very high chance is, your subconscious mind has recorded a data about that person, which your conscious mind doesn't know. Like, you do not know. The conscious part of your brain, the aware brain, doesn't know. But the subconscious part of the brain maybe has heard something about him, maybe has viewed him doing something or something. Like, it has got cues about that person, which even your conscious mind is not aware of. But the subconscious mind, even though you are not aware of it, that happens to be the most powerful part of the brain. And that is why even when I do life coaching, I do a lot of activities related to subconscious mind as well. Then I realized, why not the same in case of learning?
Yes.
If you want to learn something fast, utilize it, create something with it, be a creator, Before bed, revise it. After waking up in the morning, also the subconscious mind is at its peak. So revise it again, and you will see that within some days, you will see the words will just flow out of you. You don't have to struggle with the words.
Yes, I completely agree. And this book, which is The Power of Subconscious Mind, it declares everything in detail. Like, how do you believe with your subconscious mind? If you talk positive about yourself, you are sure to fall into that, and everything positive will start happening in your life. So everything.
Correct. Absolutely.